Hello, and how are we all? So today, reflections on day 39. What does the Tao say today? The relationship today with the Tao, it talks in this particular chapter, it talks all about wholeness and about our relationship with wholeness. And it feels really important for me personally to have a relationship with the conceptual idea of wholeness. What does that mean? Well, actually, it doesn't necessarily mean the whole me, as many of the self-development and self-help and stuff, the publicity around all that would say, because it presupposes that you are, whether you recognize whether you are or whether you're not. Actually, it just kind of says you are, really. And there's some stuff around that is quite important for people. But I think the big bit is to recognize that we're part of the whole system. And what that means for us is, or for me personally, has been about humility and about recognizing that every time I do not connect with myself, if I do not connect with that sense of wholeness, if I don't connect with being humble, and the relationship between humility and ego is one that exists for many people, to be able to recognize, love, and embrace whether you see them as your weaknesses or whether you see them as your flaws or your your downfalls, whatever they are, is to have them, to recognize them, to love them. In a physical sense, then we wouldn't suddenly start to chop bits of our body off just because it currently wasn't working. So you've got a muscle strain, or currently you're not as fit as you'd like to be. We don't just suddenly stop. We actually live with it. We allow ourselves to embrace the world and heal. And sometimes when we think stuff that isn't as healthy for us as we could be, then the easiest thing for most people to do is invest in ego, is to be able to hide those thoughts, pretend they don't exist, and not to engage in that healing process. And so humility is one of those things that allows us to go, do you know what? This is me. I am going to cherish all of my thoughts, all of my strengths and all of my weaknesses, however I perceive them, because actually that also may just simply be subject to a relationship with an opinion based on someone else's ego and someone else's judgment of us. So just allowing ourselves to be humble and to recognize that humility is a wonderful thing, to be able to go, do you know what? This is me. In the words of the greatest showman, this is me, and I can be whatever it is that I need to be, and whatever I am right now is 100% okay. And there is no need to hide it. There is no need to be able to pretend it doesn't exist. It's simply my ability to be able to go, do you know what? This is me. Maybe have a play with that idea over the course of the next day.